RoughRiders playing the penultimate game of the regular season today as they play the middle contest against the Midland Rockhounds. And we're joined by the manager of the RoughRiders, the Texas League Manager of the Year, Jason Wood. And Jason, I want to talk a little bit about last night's game. You have a few options there in the ninth inning as a manager after that double. You've got second and third, first base open, tie ball game late in the contest. Walk me through what you and Jeff were thinking about and what ultimately led to the decisions that you guys made.
I think ideally we're just looking for a good pitch to be made. I know Maxwell had been struggling at the plate, was on deck. We figured if we got behind Nakajima and not in too good a count that we weren't too happy in, then we were probably going to put him on and play for that double play. Didn't work out that way. Kind of the way baseball goes. Jeff and I had a plan like we always do, but it didn't work last night.
Last night, another slow start for the team, both pitching-wise and offense. That's been a little bit of a theme over the last week. 8 consecutive games the opponent has scored first. Is that a point of emphasis talking to the whole group, both pitchers and hitters especially?
I think we get after that, and come dog days right now, and these guys are feeling a little bit more than they have earlier in the season. So it all boils down to making the pitch when you need to make it, being ready for every pitch. Offensively, there's not really one thing you can just pinpoint on as being the problem. It hasn't been an issue all year. We've been consistent throughout the course of the year with men in scoring position offensively. I think our pitching staff has done a very good job. And I'm hoping as a manager and as a team standpoint that we get through this. And you don't want to dwell on it too much, but ideally you want to see a little more out of an offense, jump on pitchers and get into that bullpen.
This is a little bit of an awkward series, given that you're going to play this team again in the playoffs after one day off on Tuesday. You're trying to get your team ready for the playoffs. They're trying to get their team ready for the playoffs, but there is still something to play for in that second half championship and the potential of hosting Game 5 at your home ballpark. What is the balancing act like for you as a manager in trying to make sure that your group is ready for the postseason while also playing for that carrot and also for the right of being the back-to-back half champion?
Wow, that's a lot. I think there's a lot that goes into it. As a manager, my first and foremost are my players, and every day when I come to the ballpark, it's in my mind to see and to figure out who may need a day off, who needs a little bit of a break here right now before we hit the floor running come Wednesday. So that's my main goal. Another thing too, I'm not going to reveal my cards. I'm going to play my hand out completely in this series. There'll be times where I may not hit and run in this series as opposed to possibly showing that come playoff time. I don't want to reveal everything. There's no hidden secret. Aaron and I have managed against each other all year long. We've played each other plenty of times, so we know each other's strategies. Are there a few things here and there that I can hide and hold off to the playoffs? Possibly, and that's maybe what I'm trying to do. But day in, day out, the last 3 games, last 2 games that we have here now is just to basically try to find a little bit of rest for a few guys. It is important. I mean, I think ideally from a manager standpoint and a team standpoint to put in as a long season as you have, you want to win both halves. These guys deserve it. But then again, on the other side of the diamond, that's a great team over there. 2 of the best teams are going at it right now, and may the best team win.
7 2/3 out of the bullpen last night. Really all 9 innings, considering Lotskar's been in the bullpen and got the spot start. What is the shape of the pen, considering that you're pretty much going to use mostly bullpen in tomorrow's game as well?
Bullpen's fine. We've got the main core that we need and that are ready to go, and we've got guys who are willing and ready to pitch. We had to use Lockskar throw last night, and we were looking for a little bit more out of him. But all in all, I think the all-around bullpen is going to be fine, and we will be rested and ready to go come playoff time.
Last week, another staple of this team in the first half of the season made his Major League debut, Ryan Rua. A fantastic breakout season last year and improving on that here at the top 2 levels of the farm system this year. What was your takeaway from coaching Ryan and being around him on a day-to-day basis over the first half of this season?
I think like Baseball America put it, and most of the managers saw in this league, he's got a great swing. He's going to hit. He's going to hit at every level. He has hit at every level. And that's one thing that really stood out. I think he's a very good position player on the corners, that be third base and first base. He's got the versatility to play the outfield. His attitude is great. He's pretty even keel all the time. So not surprised to see him in the big leagues and very happy for him to have the opportunity. And you wish him the best career.
Last week, the postseason All-Star team was announced. You had 3 players make that squad: Odubel Herrera as a utility player, Joey Gallo as the third baseman, Trevor Adams as the first baseman. Just summarize what they have meant to the team over the course of the season.
Happy for all 3. Trevor Adams has done a great job this year. Been consistent most of the year. Driven in a lot of runs for us, is the mainstay of the lineup. Good to see him on it. And one thing that kind of goes under the radar is the good job he's done at first base this year. He's made tremendous efforts and jumps to be a better defender, and he's doing a great job. As well as Odubel Herrera, deservingly so, be a utility player in this league, and credit to be an all-star is awesome, and he's done a very good job at second base. And what can you say? He's leading the league in hitting. He's running away with it. So good for him. Good to see that. And Joey Gallo, the production that he brought when he was here for the second half has been great, and it's nice to see him win that as well.
Your pitching coach was named the Mike Coolbaugh Texas League Coach of the Year. What has it been like working with Jeff for the first time on a day-to-day basis, and how important has he been to the success of this team?
You know, you give credit to Jeff for everything that these starters and this pitching staff has done, and I think I've said it a number of times how we wouldn't be in this position as a team without that starting pitching. They, not single-handedly, but basically led us to a first-half championship, and the stability and job that these starters have done is complete credit to Jeff and the transition he's made with a lot of these young pitchers. He doesn't take anything from them. He gives them everything they possibly need and has guided them in the right direction. He's been great to work with, a true professional, and I see why he's been in this game for a long time.
Finally, for the second consecutive year, in a different circuit, you were named the Manager of the Year for the league, Carolina League in 2013, 2014 here in the Texas League. Congratulations to you on that. And what were your thoughts on finding out that you were the Manager of the Year?
It's a great honor. It wouldn't have been done without the likes of all the transactions and players I've had on this team this year. So there's not a whole lot of credit need to be taken on my part. All the credit needs to be taken on those players because they go out night in and night out and get it done for me. So. And the coaching staff. I mean, what Hardy's done with these hitters and what Jeff has done with these pitchers, my job's pretty easy to have these guys around.
Well, Woody, congratulations on being named Manager of the Year, and it's always been a pleasure to talk to you every Sunday throughout the regular season. We'll talk again in the playoffs, but congratulations on the job that you and this team have done throughout 2014, and best of luck today and, of course, in a few days.
I appreciate it, Alex, and it's been fun and enjoyable talking to you, traveling with you this year, and let's get after it in the playoffs.
That's manager of the RoughRiders, Jason Wood, the Texas League Manager of the Year for 2014. We're back right after this here on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.